Are you ready?
My name is Vanda.
So the big question here today, and actually always, and the big question mark, are energy vampires real? Can somebody come in and drain your energy? Can somebody take your energy? Can somebody steal your energy? Why do you feel depleted when you're standing with somebody? Why is it that you feel drained or uplifted or all of those things? And with the reality of so many reality shows and live series and conversations with regards to energy and vampires, and putting those two words together, energy vampires, and how they impact you and affect you, are they real? So for Vanda, and for my piece in sharing this with you, I want to raise your awareness that if you're going to believe that, first of all, that energy vampires are real, then guess what? You've just opened up that doorway because your belief system is carrying that belief that kind of commands and calls that in. That's one. Two, there is no energy source that can take that from you, or somebody can take that energy from you if you are not, first of all, opening up your own energy to it, and if you are enabling that type of vibrational conversation to be there. So how does the energy exchange, or how does this impact you, and what can you do about it? Because there's so much conversation and there's so many questions around energy vampires and how somebody can be sitting next to you and all of a sudden you are consumed with not only their energy, but you are responding and reacting and getting so triggered by maybe just their presence, never mind what they might smell like, or what they might be saying, or what they might be sharing or talking about, right? So there are so many factors about this. So my name is Vanda is all about who? You, right? So raising your awareness to, actually, that's not the truth. My name is Vanda is a series of conversations just to raise your awareness. I was about to get into my Moon and Me conversation with you. Just like that, I gave it up. So just like that, you're able to give yourself up too if you're not intentionally connected and aware to where you are. And the only thing that keeps you present is you. You are the one that is sovereign to all of the workings, okay, of how you're feeling, what is going on, what is pulling at you, what's happening. So when the conversation of an energy vampire comes in, so what do those things mean to you? A vampire is something that sucks the blood out of you and leaves you like lifeless, okay? So the vampire energy is meaning that you are the victim already. No one is intentionally favorable, say, well, here I am, here's my blood, take it, so that I can feel absolutely hopeless and helpless at the same time and fully drained by the time you leave. So you've got to be like having a little bit of discernment, right? First of all, we are not created that way, and we are not put in positions that can happen. Let me give you the contrast of that, why I say that. For me to believe that there are energy vampires means that there is a limited of energy that I have, or that you have, that is limited, and that there is no more supply, and this thing has sucked all of my energy out. That means that I'm not connected to my higher self. That means that there's no endless supply of energy and life force energy enough for me. There's no truth in that. There's no noble truth in that. There's no virtue truth in that. That's not a reality. That's not even possible. Now, when somebody comes in and you feel completely drained with that person or with that project or with that source of energy, it means that, one, you are disconnected from your life force energy, and that you're trying to work things out from a lower source of energy that doesn't have an endless supply of energy in a reservoir. So it's going to require you to say, well, I feel drained. Well, that's a reminder for you to be enacted or for you to be realigned to serve your higher self. So now there's like a question mark. So does an energy vampire exist? The answer is no, they don't exist. You will feel those effects when you are connected to those beliefs and to those situations, right? So what would an energy vampire kind of look like? Someone that's exceptionally angry. And how angry can you get without getting into a sense of rage, right? So that depletion comes from the spaces that you're exchanging in that energy. So I want to reenact this, and I want to bring you into your own awareness that first of all, you've got to ask yourself, where are your beliefs? Where are you? And where is your energy? Because if your energy is focused on vampires and in limited beliefs and in lack consciousness and fear and anger and distortion and chaos and anxiety, well, there you are. That is exactly what you're going to be attracting, things that drain you, because these things are what they are. They are emotions, okay, with energy pulses, okay, that feed off of you. Energy gets its anger gets its energy from anger. So of course you're going to be depleted, okay, because you're limited to the point of how angry you can get before you blow yourself up. And that is for your own protection mode, and that is for your own self-virtue, because that's not who you are. So I want to bring you into recognizing that when you speak of something, make sure that your belief system and your intentions and what you're saying is truly congruent to where you are. Because if you're feeling drained by somebody, it's because that you are drained already, or you are in a position that you have plugged in your resources. Means that you're not in your life. You might be in their life, right? So, and I'm going to reach out if you are a coach or a guru or somebody that has positioned themselves as a healer and positioned themselves as a space for guiding somebody else. Too often, and I've done this so many times, too often we leave our own spaces to be present in other people's spaces, to get the whole sensory aspect of it. And that's the danger zone there, right there, because now you become the empty vessel, and now you are in that space. Of course you're going to get drained. Of course you're going to be suspended from your own energy supply and source. Believing that we are limited in supply means that there is not enough energy, there's not enough life force energy on the planet for us humans, for the trees, for the what's around us right now that's giving life. The trees that we are in around right now, they don't need the life force energy from us. There's a natural ecology exchange that exists, that's present. So, where are we? Do you believe in energy vampires? If you're feeling that you're being vampirized by an energy source, well, unplug from that and reconnect yourself to your own supply, which means to your higher consciousness, to your space of your inner being, to that space with you that is forever connected and as a life force energy, just by you being present, just by you being connected. But way too often, we're not breathing. We're not really thinking. We are present, but we are thinking of what's happened in the past or what we're going to do in the future. Well, let's start splitting that energy. okay, so that you're able to distort yourself, right? And it's not so that you're able to distort yourself. That's where the distortion already happens, because it's a gentle nudge of inner balance. It's not a shout out. It's not saying, come back to your source, come back to your source. It's gently nudging you. This feels better. That feels like you're drained, you're tired, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're fearful. Those things are things that you can't trust. So that's the energy around energy vampires. There are no energy vampires sucking out your blood out there. Now, can you be in situations that you're constantly in a space of getting drained by people? Yeah, pretty much so. And you're getting drained and they are sucking up your energy because you're the one that has the door open. You're the one that's put your attention into their lives. You are the one that is doing those things that do not serve you. And then all of a sudden you are the victim of the circumstances that you yourself created. So this is the awareness that, so if you're the one that's done that, you are the one as well that can reverse that. Or sometimes there's not enough time to reverse anything. Okay, let it go and shut up. Let's time to elevate. What do? Okay, become present. Don't go bashing yourself down for doing all of those things, because that doesn't help. That's just going to take more and more energy away from you being just aware. Awareness is not self-judgment. That's just self-judgment is beating yourself down or judging yourself for something you feel you've done wrong, right? When the word, energy vampire comes in, it kind of has a derogative word. Not the word, it has a derogative charge, because we have an imagery, we have a visualization, we have a thought process that kind of gets amplified or triggered by that emotional setting, okay, by the words we use. But if I were to tell you that sometimes you are your own vampire, you are your own victim of circumstances that you are draining your own energy by pure unconscious behavior, by just the things that you're saying. You go, wow, what a great self-awareness and nudge, okay, not to beat yourself down, but to bring yourself into recognition and to a space there you go, all right, okay, so I've mastered that. I'm really good at that. How good am I now? Okay, in being my own benevolence, in bringing my own self-awareness to be good and to feel good. There's no course out there that's going to give you, oh, this is how you feel good. You just naturally feel good, right? Think about it. When you're feeling good and when you're having a great time, or you're like saying, well, don't forget to have a great time. Well, you're having a great time, right? So it's, when those things come in, it's like you're looking outside for an aspect. Who is causing that? What is causing that? How did that become to be a cause? Because there's an effect to it. And that's just the law of cause and effect, which is corresponding, which is another law. So now you have two laws. And the third law that comes in and is what it is, which is law of attraction that everyone is speaking about, but they are ignoring their own take and their own participation in it. If you're speaking it, you're living it, you're creating it, you're expanding it, you're amplifying it, you're sharing it, you're connecting with it, you're tuning into it. That's you speaking. That is why the heart chakra, okay, has the power to interrupt what you say, but you have to mean it, not fake it. Now, that's why, affirmation is one thing. It can interrupt what you're saying. That's the power of affirmations. So when you go in and talk about, okay, vampires and energy exchanges and being drained and all of that, interrupt yourself by saying, okay, where am I with that? In this moment right now, do I even believe in energy vampires? If you do, you say, oh yeah, I believe in energy vampires. I feel it. Well, if you feel it, then you have to pay attention to it, because that's a sign, okay, from your own body, your temple, your sacred you space is saying something is not right. You might not be connected to your higher self. You might not be seeing the things in its proportionate way. You might not be speaking that serves the energy that is needed. And you might be your own vampire that is draining these aspects and these pieces from you. Make sense? Now, sometimes I'm like, well, it's so much easier to say that there is an energy vampire that's sucking me dry. Yeah, there is. If you are allowing it, if that's your belief, and if you are in that space. It's like, I went into a beehive. These bees vampirized me and I got stung. They drained all my energy. No, you went into the beehive. You're the one that went into the beehive. It's like going into a space where a swamp. What's going to be there? Mosquitoes at the very least. Never mind the reptiles, never mind insects, never mind what else is ever there, right? Oh, I went into the forest and I got like attacked. No, you went into the forest. Make sense? So you got to pay attention to your language, and also a great time to reevaluate. Are your feelings equating to what you believe? And it could be just a time to clean up, those aspects of what's draining you. What might have not drained you in the beginning is draining you now. You might be like, you know what? I've had the experience. I've recognized this experience, and this experience has served me or not served me, which serves you. And then you have to realign yourself. The thing is that people are looking to revamp, renew, and bring more of a sense of energy without observing how you are in your own beliefs. So without too much distortion and without taking away from, the mystical aspects of vampires, okay, where are you with your beliefs about believing in energy vampires? And most important, are you draining your own resources? Are you draining your own energy by not being in alignment with what truly serves you? Because once you are in alignment, there's no true vampire that could ever come in and take anything away from you. Now that's a true gift out there for you and for those aspects of you. It's sometimes a wonder what is real and what's not real. Okay? To you being the greatest resource for yourself.